Hello, dear ones. You have arrived at Making It in Maine, and I'm Suzanne. This channel is predominantly about what I am making with my hands. Quilting, rug hooking, knitting, crochet, needle punch, just how I love to be creative with my hands. Predominantly quilting, but I do love the other handcrafts as well. In my last video, I was talking about this project here that had been languishing for a few years or more. I think I started this prior to 2011 because that's when I stopped teaching the year my dad died so I could take care of my mom. So this was started so long ago, and I was inspired to dig it out, or rather take it off my design wall where it had been languishing and move it forward. There has been much deliberation in my mind and eyes as to what I wanted to do for cat's eyes, for the whiskers, for the nose, all the facial features. Last night, I stayed up far too late attaching the nose and whiskers. I'm pretty happy with the whiskers, but I was just looking at it and wondering if I'm truly happy with the nose. I will pop in some pictures here to show the auditioning of some of the eyes. Well, the other night, not last night, but yeah, last night, when I was all set to attach the eyes, I just decided the buttons were too big. I was going to go with either the golden or the more butterscotchy colored button eyes. And I decided they were just too big for the cat's face. So just a second ago, a few minutes ago, before I turned the camera on, I made some little wool eyes. I have not attached them yet, but I will put a photo in here of those and give me some feedback because they are not attached yet and I could change my mind. I may go with a golden eye with a black center, but let me know. This type of eye may be my best choice, but I might try a golden background, and I think the black center needs to be smaller. Please give me your feedback. It was looking at a few photos of actual cat's eyes that made me think going with this 2-color wool route was the best option. So let me know what you think. Here it is, without the eyes. The eyes will soon have it. I hope. Okie dokie. Just an update on my, we've got to get back to fall in a minute, but I just want to update you on this. The posies, aka yo-yos, have all been attached, and I have started hand quilting, as you can see from the back. The batting that I used, I don't know what kind of batting it is. It seems a little fluffier than I would have liked for this. I kind of wish I had some wool batting for it, but I'm just using scraps of batting. So it is what it is. I'll just be glad when it's done. So there it is. And I pin basted, as you can see, and I feel like maybe the pin basting wasn't as good as it should be, but I think I will pop it in the wash when I am all done, a gentle wash, and hopefully the washing and crinkling of it will disguise any rippling in it. But there it is. Okay, back to fall, back to pumpkins and Halloween, the holiday I don't care for, but seem to enjoy making things for it. Pardon me, I needed to wet my whistle. Okay, in the last video, I believe I showed you some of the little treat bags, little goodie bags. This was one that I had done, and one of these. But then I had some more already prepped. So this is one that was partially done. I just went down a rabbit hole. I wanted to make more. Here's one with only one print on the outside. They have, the handles are grosgrain ribbon. Don't know if you can tell, but grosgrain ribbon. And let's see. Oh, I made the vintage prints. I think this is a Judy Rothermel vintage Halloween print, which I love. Those are my favorites. And here is another one. Super favorite, super fave. These are my favorites. And I just realized last night, you see this bottom print? I just realized last night when I was working on my cat and pumpkin that it's the same print on the border of my pumpkins and black cat. I really like it. I'm not a huge black fabric fan, but I don't know, there's something about that I find very sweet. So cute little vintages. And I made more. 1, 2, 3. And this is one that I did without boxing the corners, which I don't care for at all. I just don't like it straight. It doesn't have the cuteness factor, but I just thought, oh, let me see how that would look. If I can find a photo of how I used to hang these for trick-or-treaters, I will pop it in here, and if not, I won't. Because I was on a little bag making rampage, I pulled out a little bit of Christmas fabric. This isn't vintage. This particular bag or this particular fabric, I should say. I bought, I don't know, a yard or maybe a yard and a half with the idea that I would make reusable drawstring gift bags for Christmas. But anyway, I thought it was a really cute print. I've had it for years, years. And then this one. So I have just been having so darn much fun making these. I am halting soon. I only had a little bit of red grosgrain ribbon, and I have two more of these bags to make, so I need to get some more grosgrain ribbon. Let's see. So that's the fun I've been having with bags. And what else? Oh, let me show you. I did get my border fabric attached to the Judy Rothermel half square triangle little quilt top. So that's moving along, edging along. Let's see. Yeah, so I've been hand quilting on the basket of posies quilt. And oh, Halloween still. I showed you this block, the only block I had ever made with Halloween fabric. And so I had to make another one. So this is the one I made the other day. Just has a polka dot and a stripe. I just love the little images. So, you know, here and there, I'll pop out another star. But I'm trying, when I put them side by side the other day, love using my body as a design wall, don't I? I thought, I don't want this to be, I don't know. I don't think I want like a, I don't know, would you call that a half square triangle right there? I guess you would, but I don't know that I like them being different prints. So I'm thinking if I make more of these, I would maybe do sashing to move those away from each other. I just don't know. And who knows? I may not make many more of these to turn it into a quilt. I might attach this to a bag and some little person could use it if they go trick-or-treating. So anywho, I've just been having fun with some of the Halloween fabric and the bag making. I have another move forward progress to show you. But first, I keep trying to go forward, but then I have to back myself up because I forgot something. In one of the books I showed you, the one that the little pumpkin necklace came out of, that book. Here it is. There was also a little bracelet that you could make from that book. And I had this inside the book already cut out. And when I was making my bags, my little cat bags, my little cat bags, I thought, oh, maybe I can cut some of those cat heads out of this scrap fabric and glue them on to the bracelet. So I did. This is the little bracelet that I made for my granddaughter years ago when she was, I don't know, 3 maybe. She went to a little party with friends, not the trick-or-treaty, gross candy kind of event that you would imagine. But anyway, I made her this little bracelet. I think I made several so that they could be given to the other little children that were going to the little event also. I could have cut out gazillions of little black pieces to glue on this bracelet, but I thought the cat faces would be much faster to cut out than a gazillion little black face parts. I was all set to sew a snap on it. I thought, oh, but what if that wrist size is too small? So I have one that has no cat face. I cut another one out a little while ago. Oh dear, I hope I haven't lost it. I hope I didn't throw it in my scrap bucket, but anyway, I'll find it. So I'm going to put another cat on this one. And then I was thinking maybe I should make a tie, like braid a little bit of floss to make a tie for it and have it be a little bit adjustable. I don't know, the wheel's turning. Big wheel, keep on turning. Thinking of Tina Turner's song, because I think in song lyrics. All right, so that's that. Before I get on to another advance, I have, this is the ornament that I referenced in the last video, a little pumpkin ornament. Pretty cute. I'll show you the book this came from. And it's a Kindred Spirits little booklet. But these are awfully cute. And the pumpkin is the only one I have made thus far. But I want to make more because they're so darn cute. I could make that cat if I'm in the Halloween mood. And here are more. Yeah, they're just super duper cute. Oh, look at the crow on that pumpkin head. Pretty cute. Yeah, just super cute. I could take you on a deep dive into Kindred Spirit booklets, patterns that I have, because let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let me know if you would like to see more Kindred Spirit patterns. And I'll show you. This pumpkin, needle felted pumpkin, came from one of the, I'll show you this one since I'm blathering on about Halloween and stuff. This idea came from this one. It's called Halloween Pennies. And here are the projects in there. Let me go on the back. We've got a crow, spider, a pumpkin, a green-faced witch. I wouldn't make her I'd make the crow, maybe the spider. Anyway, they're pretty cute. And this one, I feel like I made the pumpkin too big. It takes up too much. But I don't have a lot of experience with needle felting, so it was just one of my first attempts, I think. Anyway, let me know, as I said, let me know if you want me to take you on a Kindred Spirit deep dive. While still on the fall, pumpkin, Halloween kind of topic, I dredged this out. It's a little hooked coaster I made. And normally when I make coasters, little hooked pieces, typically I have done a binding strip, which is just sort of a thickish, sort of almost canvasy feeling strip of cotton that you stitch to the edge of your linen or burlap or monk's cloth, whatever you're hooking on. You stitch it to that, and then you fold it to the back and miter the corners. And that's how you typically bind a hooked piece. But for these, or this one I should say, I put glue, just Elmer's glue around the edge. And I waited until it dried, and then I cut away the excess linen or burlap or monk's cloth. I don't remember what I hooked this on. But anyway, after I cut the excess backing away, I then put glue all over the back, and this one has wool felt on the back of it. So it makes the edges kind of stiff. But anyway, I've made a few of these over the years, some with button eyes, but the button eyes make it a little more awkward if you actually want to use it as a coaster, because it just might make your glass or your mug or whatever not sit completely flat on it. But I think it's pretty darn cute. And the edge, I just did this a couple of days ago because the edge, you could still see the foundation fabric, and you could, yeah, it didn't look nice. So I thought, how am I going to deal with that? So I went up to my wool stash and just took one of my wool strips that I use for rug hooking and glued it around the edge. And the mistake I made, because typically when I bind a quilt, I will start at the bottom edge of the quilt with my binding. And that's where I started with this wool strip. And so now you have that showing, which I think is ugly, and I don't quite know how to rectify that at this point because it's already glued on. But, you know, if you had this sitting on the table or counter facing you, you would want the pumpkin facing you, I think. And so that ugly seam would be showing, it would be facing towards you. So I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what to do about it. Maybe I could glue, I don't know. Maybe I could glue a little piece of orange. Maybe I could take some orange floss or something and just make some little stripes around the edge. shoot me out an idea if you have one. Okay, here's another one I finished yesterday. Well, just the edge, the whole edge thing again. I didn't have any wool felt on the back yet, so I did that. And then of course I had the ugly raw edge showing again. So I just took one of my wool strips, which came from this lovely piece of wool. And that is what I glued around the edge of this one. And I thought I brought that book down to show you where these came from, but I didn't. Here's another one, a cone flower. And this one, as you can see, does not have anything glued to the back, which is typically how I like to do my hooked pieces and my little coasters. I much prefer it that way. And this one, there are various ways to finish a hooked piece. The binding strip that I mentioned, the binding tape, that's what it's called, I think, binding tape, is typically how I like to finish my rugs. My bangs are driving me bananas today, can you tell? Because I keep fussing with them. Anywho, so binding tape is one of the ways to finish a hooked piece. Another way that people like to do it is whip stitching around the edge. You fold a little bit of your foundation fabric to the back and then you whip stitch around. And I find it to take so long to do it, and I don't really care for how it looks. I mean, it blends in, which is nice, but I find it harder to get consistent corners. Like this corner and this corner look quite decent, and that one looks decent, but that one looks awful. So whipping a hooked piece is far from my favorite. And this one is actually in my Etsy shop, but I'm kind of feeling like I should take it out because there again, it's got the whipping and I'm just not as crazy about it. Super cute. I've made so many of these, and I haven't been putting new stuff in my Etsy shop. I haven't put anything new in there for quite a while, but I did sell a group of these 4 coasters. They were all finished in the same way, but yeah, just for the various holidays. Winter, of course, spring, 4th of July, or any, if you have what's the word I want? If you have an Americana sort of decorated home, this would be fine year round. And I was thinking when I looked at it yesterday that maybe I should have used more of a beigey, sort of dirty colored, instead of more of the white. And then it would have looked more vintagey or Americana-y. And then the pumpkin, the jack-o'-lantern for fall. So anyway, that is that. It's been a while since I've hooked. I wonder if I will have to go on a tangent with that soon. I don't know. I don't think so. All right, that's it for Halloween-y stuff. Now let me show you the progress I made on this. I showed you this last time. that I might start hand quilting this, and it's all hand quilted. And I have the binding attached. I just need to stitch it onto the back. This is, the binding is a, pretty sure it's a Joe Morton fabric. Yeah, there's the hand quilting. So I feel like I've been I feel like I've been getting quite a bit done. And it's so exciting. You know, if this channel, you know, never goes very far, and if you haven't subscribed, I'd love it if you do, to help it go farther. But even if it doesn't, one thing it has done for me, well, it's helped me have some fun interaction with you, those of you who come back regularly, those of you who comment. It's given me some enjoyable interaction with you all. But in addition to that, it's helping me get so many more of my projects done. And it would be lovely to think that you watching my channel might inspire you to move some of your projects along, or start a project, or if you've never done any of these things, to give it a whirl. Yeah, that would be lovely. All right, I suspect this video is long enough. I just wanted to pop in and update you on the various things that I'm moving down the field toward the goal line, the finish line. So, dear ones, thanks for spending some time with me. If you're new, welcome, and I hope you visit me again. And if you're one of my regular viewers, thank you. Thanks for watching. Until we meet again, dear ones, from my heart to yours, bye for now.